a lot of people are fans of the 4, and it's easy to understand why, but I think they're a little bit obnoxious.
Yeah, I kind of agree. They're Bjorn's favorite.
I'm a huge fan of the 4s. Those are like my favorite because they're
4s
obnoxious. I love how obnoxious they are.
They're definitely, if you wear the 4s out and no one says something about them, you've really had a bad night, like, because you're asking.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, of course, anytime. It's good to see you guys. I've missed you guys.
Dude,
yeah,
that beard is on point.
Yeah, just a minute. I got it all shaved like that week when shit was closing down, but like barber shops were still open when they definitely shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And I got in there during that stretch, and they were like, "Yeah, we probably won't be seeing you again." And yeah, I haven't really touched my face since then.
That's awesome.
No, that's a pretty solid beard, though.
Thank you.
I'm mad at it.
It's kind of an underdog. Yeah, it's functionally not a great beard, but I just really kept with it.
Fun fact, Nick also hasn't shaved for the last 6 months.
Yeah,
no, that's not true, but I haven't shaved for a month, and that part is true. So yeah, it's
honestly,
it's a slow road.
Let's trade you at this point.
Right. Would you?
Right. We'll both get there. Eventually, I'll have to shave, and you'll end up with a baller ass beard at some point, man.
One of these days, that is possible.
It's just always.
I guess we should probably let Sam actually introduce himself to the people.
I did already start recording, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just sort of jump right into it.
I was off here 8-9 minutes ago, and I realized that, so I apologize. But yeah, what am I supposed to say? How should I introduce myself?
Who are you?
Say your name and like who you are.
Right. Well, my name is Sam Whiteley, and I guess I know the two of you wonderful individuals because we are all members of the Portland, Oregon stand-up comedy community. For better or worse, whatever that says about us as people. True. So yeah, I am excited to be here, and we're all sneakerheads, which is, I think, more accurately why I'm here doing this exact thing with you.
That was perfect.
Well, thank you.
So, what sneaker did you bring today?
Today I brought the Wolf Gray Air Jordan Spizikes. Trying to get it all in there. What do you start with the sole, side.
Those are sick.
Front. Very dope shoe. Kind of a combination in a lot of ways between the 4 and the 5, which are both classic. Which again, you can kind of see in its design and function. You got the Jumpman logo there. And also, like, most people's favorite colorway, I would think.
That is a dope colorway. I like it. Bjorn has a pair of those.
I have a pair of those.
In a different colorway.
You got these. Oh.
They're purple and black. Like, they're pretty basic. A pretty basic
those
one.
Those are fire. I'm not aware of those. I know they had, like, the aqua colorway.
They're not as cool as the Concord, but they're the here, I'll just pull it up and share my screen. They're these ones because I don't have them on hand. Oh, come on. There we go. They're these ones here.
Oh, wow.
They're like the purple, and I like them a lot. They're just not very flashy, and no one ever notices them because they're so dark. But
right, and it's such an expensive shoe to wear without getting credit for it.
Right. It's like, I want some compliments. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I wear it, I have those I got those those camo ones, the Volt camo Air Maxes, and girls always go crazy for those ones.
Right.
I get.
Well, you wear those out and you expect to be like, oh, these old things. People are going to notice that.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, I feel like with yours though, people would notice those ones as well. Like those ones are pretty iconic.
Include some red in it. They have the elephant print, I think, is the nomenclature for that.
Yep.
Anytime you're dealing with that, you're expecting to get some compliments, and they don't overdo it either.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really cool shoe. I like that it's like the sole from like the Jordan 3, and then it's got the wings from the Jordan 4, and it's got like the tongue and the whatever ankle thing from the 5.
And the meshy sort of rubber part, I think is directly reminiscent of the 5s as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's it can be corny. There's a couple of those, that I have a pair of the 111s that I actually stepped in dog shit in, so I have one. I have one of those now, and another one in dry dog poop I can't bring myself to throw away sitting on my porch. Those honestly aren't even that cool. Me, they're kind of
which ones?
corny.
The 111?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I know those ones.
Yeah, I don't know those either.
I believe that's what they're called. If I don't have the non-shit caked one available to me, but if I'm mistaken on what they're called, I'll correct myself in post here.
In post, we'll just edit it out.
So Sam, when did you get into sneakers? Have you always been into sneakers, or?
No, I think I was probably, compared to some of my friends, I was a little bit late to the game, but to others, I was very, very early because I got into it like late middle school.
Okay.
Which I realized to some is like way late because, I was going to middle school in the early 2000s and there was definitely a big culture for it at that point. And I had some friends that were into it, 6th, 7th grade, spending more than $20 on shoes was probably pretty silly to me. I remember getting a pair of Shaqs early on in my sneaker collecting days simply because they were cool but cheap.
Okay.
And kind of that helped me further understand the addiction of it a little bit.
Yeah. No, so you got in way early compared to us. Especially me. I got into sneakers like 2 years ago. I just I just never really was into it, and then I moved here and I got like my kind of grown-up job and realized I had a little bit of disposable income. And
you moved to Portland and started buying Jordans and doing open mics.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I did.
Which is one of those decisions I totally get. The other makes me worry, but I also do both those things, so I get it.
Which one makes you more worried?
Oh, the open mic thing.
The open mics. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I get to see the gain in one of them. At least you get compliments from people in public for having cool shoes.
Have you noticed?
I don't know. I feel like they both elicit concern from people.
Yeah. If you talk about either one enough.
Yeah, they're just like, you really like attention too much. Like.
Yeah, true. They harken back to if you have a therapist, it all very much connects.
I definitely have a therapist.
I think I'm confident in assuming all three of us have therapists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't currently have one. I just have friends.
Right. Well, congratulations, Bjorn, on being on a good spot now.
That I have friends that are therapists that I get free therapy from.
Yeah, and sometimes he needs to branch out, and that's why we have guests on our podcast sometimes.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
I was never like I didn't realize I was really a sneakerhead, but like I grew up skateboarding and I've always had a lot of shoes. And and as like the SBs kind of came into the sneaker world, and then I was just like I was like, oh, those are cool. And I started wearing them. And then I was like realizing that I also had cool shoes that were sought
I
after.
remember there was a pair of Jordan brand like skateboarding shoes I had in like 7th grade that were another one of the first ones that kind of got me into it.
Oh, really?
And I didn't realize that it was kind of a big deal because Jordan didn't really make skate shoes after that. They kind of looked like the ones only, with a skate bottom or sole to them.
Let me see if I can find them. Oh, no, there's like a lot of, I guess there's like, yeah, that's too generic of a search term. That's not going to come up with anything. That's awesome.
So Sam, what was the first pair that you like really like nice pair that you got? Like the pair that you looked at and planned to buy and then like saved up or whatever and you were like excited about?
Oh, those I can grab real quick. They're not my favorite shoe ever. I'm gonna lose my seat here. But the threes, and they're the lows. They're not flat,
the white cement.
But still a very cool shoe to have.
Yeah.
I've had them quite a while at this point, and so they're no longer going to be mint. And honestly, I haven't worn them so long; they're collecting a little bit of dust. But yeah, I was so stoked to get those. That's the first Jordan. I think the ones are great. You guys know I have ones, and the twos I'm not a huge fan of. I'd love to have them someday, but the threes are like the first great sneaker in the Jordan line, and still probably the best to me, honestly.
They're up there for me. I would agree. I prefer the 3 to the 4. Personally.
Yeah, a lot of people are fans of the 4, and it's easy to understand why. But I think they're a little bit obnoxious.
Yeah, I kind of agree. They're Bjorn's favorite.
I'm a huge fan of the 4s. Those are like my favorite because they're obnoxious. I love how obnoxious they are.
They're definitely. If you wear the 4s out and no one says something about them, you've really had a bad night. Like, because you're asking.
I have the Flyknit 4s in Royal, and they're like super bright. They're like highlighter bright.
Right. Yeah, those are like special occasion only shoes, even if you do wear your Jordans all the
time. Who was it who had somebody had a special that dropped recently that
Eric Andre
wore the
orange Flyknit 4s. But that kind of matches his personality.
Yeah.
Right. And it's what he wore for a special, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, the classic comic move across all sex of it, I think, is to wear your favorite pair of Jordans.
Yeah, we've addressed this on other episodes, but it seems like half the specials that drop, the comic is wearing a pair of ones. At least this year. It's like every other special at least.
Yeah, I don't know why ones have become the safe choice, but as if I've never worn Jordan 1s while I did stand-up comedy in Portland or in a dive bar before, but yeah.
Every time.
Some 4s for sure, I think I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
11, I don't know, get more daring with it, famous special-worthy comedians. Wear a pair of 11s up there. Wear a pair of, 23s, I think.
Yeah, what's
I want to see someone wear a pair of
2s. The 15s.
2s would be daring. In my past life, I used to coach high school basketball, and I had a player wear 2s, which I thought was very, very, very daring of him.
Isn't that also daring of him? Because didn't Jordan blow out his fucking ankle wearing the 2s? Didn't they kind of suck as a to play in?
Well, yeah,
even when they were current technology.
Absolutely. I mean, the first I would say until 12, maybe 11 tops. They're like bad shoes to wear while doing athletic activity at this point.
Yeah. No, but I think the 2 was like especially bad. Like even for the time, like I think Jordan wanted to leave Nike after the 2.
Yeah.
He really didn't like the shoe, and I think Tinker saved it with the 3. But that shoe, I think he fucked him up or something.
I went to a high school with Tinker Hatfield's nephew.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yes, he's a little bit corny on Facebook at this. If you guys, I won't go into a ton of details now, but yeah, but anyway, real cool uncle, or at least cool shoe designer. I don't know if he's a cool guy.
So we were kind of just talking about comedy specials. Sam, when you record your Netflix special or your comedy special, what's like your grail shoe that you would go for?
Obviously it's a matter of when, of course.
Right.
Yeah, for all of us. Like there's no way that we're not all going to be massively successful really soon.
For being careful with your word choice. Exactly. Yeah. I'll go with a recent answer. I wouldn't have said this until a couple of days ago because I just found out about this shoe. But there is the pair of, you guys know foam posits.
Mm-hmm.
There was a single pair of Horton Here's a Who foam posits made for around $20,000. You guys can have them tomorrow. They can be yours if you just pony up that. Maybe it's like 80. I can't remember. They're very expensive, and I would wear those.
Foam posit, Horton. Let's hope that it's in your size, right? The one pair.
I expect it to be.
I'm not seeing it. Image search on Google.
I found out about them from the All Fantasy Everything special.
Okay.
And so maybe it's something only really rich people know about, and I wasn't supposed to think.
Yeah, you're not supposed to know about. That's the perfect answer for that. Have you ever worn the foam posits?
I'm not a huge fan.
No, but you'd put them in your special.
Just because, like, to know that you're wearing the rarest shoe of all time, like, I don't really give a fuck if it's going over people's heads, you know?
Yeah, no, that definitely, because people, well, and it's probably, does it have like fucking Dr. Seuss cartoons on the side of it and stuff? The shoe?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so people would be seeing that and they'd be like, what the fuck is that? And Googling it.
These are incredible shoes.
Correct. And then they'd be like, holy shit, this is the only pair of those in existence. Kind of like when like Pete Davidson wore the Air Mags on a roast.
Yeah. I thought about saying the Air Mags, but and actually I think we have a guest downstairs that used to own a pair of those.
Really?
Shane Brendan is here, yeah, but and he used to. He's a liar though. Wait. I thought about saying that, but no. I think the Horton Here's a Who foam pot. First of all, it's a cooler shoe. Like, you know what? And what a ridiculous zany sentence to say, right? Like the Horton Here's a Who Nike foam posits.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel like you could actually get a couple of minutes out of that.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, if I'm doing an hour, I really need to be digging deep, frankly.
Yeah, you'll need to do some observational comedy, you know, talk about your outfit, maybe talk about the town for a little while. Kill
a few minutes up top.
I love that. I didn't find them, but I did find there are some foam posits of the Paranorman. It's like a stop.
Oh shit! You know what? Is that what I'm thinking of? I think that might have been what I meant to say.
Because there's the Paranorman ones. They are, and if you're, what size are you? Are you a 10? Okay, that's what size we are, and that's why we called our podcast size 10. Let's see, the size 10 ones I think were $6,000 that I could
That's way
find.
more affordable than what Sam was saying.
Yeah.
You could just
Yeah,
sell like your
inaccurate.
car and a few other possessions and probably have those.
Right. Yeah, the 10s are $6,000. And they're pretty cool. They kind of have like this flame, this green flame going.
Oh wow.
And then like a
I
green.
don't know. Those are pretty inside baseball though. They're not as like movie centric as I would like them to be.
Yeah, they're not quite.
I feel like you could put together like a cool fit with those though. Like that's a cool colorway. Black and green.
I do like the idea of just like picking a random, but I feel like if you're just going to get a one-off, you could just be like, hey, can you print this on a foam posit?
Right.
Like,
yeah, but it's not the same as having something that's worth $80,000.
Yeah, no,
And
I
it's
really overhyped it, but
No, I think it's a solid choice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like that one.
I stand by it for sure.
As you should.
All right, let's see.
Bjorn, you were going to say something.
I was going to say something. Usually at the end of the podcast, we always ask. So if somebody broke into your house and stole these gray, the wolf gray Jordan Spizikes, would you replace them or not?
You know what? My first instinct would be to tell my mom about it and phrase it as though I were just telling her a sob story, but secretly hope that maybe she would replace them for me. And she would not. She'd be like, I should, for her sake, say she wouldn't do it. But I would still, that would be my angle.
How does your mom feel about your sneaker habit? Like,
I think that she realizes that, you know, in my younger years that she maybe contributed to the birthing of it.
How so?
Oh, by, you know, Christmas presents and whatnot, and sort of fostering that addiction in me later on. But she hates it. I think that my mom's not like very happy with me, frankly, right now, which is not what the podcast is about. But no, the sneaker thing for sure. Not a huge fan.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I guess we haven't really talked about, Bjorn, how our families feel about it. I guess, yeah, my parents don't really care. They think it's dumb, and they think I spend too much money on shoes. But it's also,
well, you bought your dad a pair of Yeezys, didn't you?
I did buy my dad a pair of Yeezys, and he wears them rarely. But it's worth it. It's funny enough to me when he wears them that it's worth it's worth what I paid for them.
I feel like if my stepdad didn't know they were Yeezys, he'd love them. But as soon as he found out they were, you know, Yeezys, then he wouldn't like it, which would lead to a fight between he and I.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, my dad definitely, when he found out they were Yeezys, he was like skeptical. I got him the 700s, which is like the dad shoe looking one.
Sure. They're very comfy. I wish I had a pair of those.
Yeah, no, they are comfy. That's why I got them for him, because I have a pair, and I was like, oh, these are dope, and they look like a dad shoe. And I think it would be funny. I mostly got it because I thought it was funny.
Sam, I don't think I've ever seen you wear anything but like Jordans. Do you rock Adidas or anything?
I have some. I have two pairs of the Reebok pumps, the classics.
Cool.
I have a pair of Reebok Kamikazes that are a little more beat up that I wear, you know, somewhat frequently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of it for the rotation. I have a pair of Dikembe Mutombo Adidas that I, you know, have a phobia about letting leave the house.
Wait,
but so I.
What are they again? I've never heard of those ones.
The Dikembe Mutombo Adidas.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of those either.
I got them at the Portland Adidas store with a fake pass back in the day.
Nice.
Are they like high tops?
You're a Portland native, aren't you?
I am.
Okay.
What color are they?
They're there's like some teal and yellow and red, but mostly they're white.
Are they like a high top?
Yes.
I've never. Are they like? This was the first one that came up. I'm just curious because I didn't know. I had never heard of those ones. Are these kind of them?
That's yeah.
But in a different colorway.
It's a different colorway, but yeah, that's the shoe.
Those are
cool.
sick. I like those.
I wore those out once or twice. Very unlikely to bring them out though.
Yeah. Why are they? How much did you pay for them, if you don't mind?
I couldn't tell. It would have been at the Adidas employee store.
Oh, so not much.
But still, I mean, over $100 for sure.
And they're just rare. Like, when did those come out?
The mid '90s. They had the Mutombo 2 and 3s, but they were much less cool. They kind of just looked like knockoff Jordans.
Okay, so they're like you've had them since the '90s, and they're.
Oh no! I got these probably like 2012 or so.
Oh, they did like a re-release.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was around the time like the D-Rose 3s were out.
Okay.
Something like that, you know. Which I am also.
Do you have any Yeezys? Are you a fan of Yeezy shoes?
Not enough to pay for them. If I could find them for cheap enough, I would. They're too expensive.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I'll buy some dumb shoes, but $300 is just way too much for me to spend for something that I think is kind of dumb.
Right.
I haven't paid resale for any of the ones I have. They've gotten pretty easy to get at retail in the last like 2 or 3 years. So the few pairs that I have, I got them for retail. I didn't pay like $500 for a pair of Yeezys.
Yeah. No, I assume. I mean, there's cheaper avenues, but even then, it would have to be gifted to me, and I don't know who's planning on doing such a deed for me.
Well,
have you seen those new Yeezy ones that are kind of like the Crocs? I forget what they're called.
The foam runner.
Trash. Like, I can find a comfy shoe other places too.
Yeah, they're comfy. Honestly, other than the 700s are kind of useful, but like the 350s are weird to walk in. Like they're comfy to just stand around, but you can't really do anything when you're wearing them. Like they just kind of fit weird.
They're
kind of useless
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious because sometimes I just feel like I'm a crazy person as I'm like looking at them and I'm just like, I don't like these at all. Why are they so popular? Like, am I insane? Like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas on the other side of it, on like the Nikes, it's like all the Nikes that I'm looking at right now, there's like one that's about to drop at some point that there's no way I'm getting, but I think it looks so sick. And I bet you they make like 100 of them and nobody will get them. But they have the bread 4s, that are coming out. I don't know if you've seen pictures of those.
I can see those, yeah.
The off-white bread.
The off-white bread 4s. Yeah. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
They're like, there's probably going to be like 15 of them, so nobody will be able to get them. Oh, looks like you lost him. Oh, he's back. There we go.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, the breads, another one that I abused in childhood and probably grew up of, but yeah, not something in my current rotation.
Well, Sam, thank you for being on the show, man. We really appreciate having you. It's cool. It's also cool seeing you. Have you been doing any stand-up or anything, or have you done any shows other than like Zoom stuff? Or
I did one out at the coast. I did one in Salem quite a while ago. It's pretty slim pickings right now.
It's just like,
But,
yeah, we've
yeah,
kind of, neither of us have done anything like with a microphone
yeah,
since things closed.
we have like broken ones. I'll just grab and hold apparently occasionally, you know.
yeah. Well,
But yeah, it was great to see you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you
it was
guys.
good to see you.
do you have anything you want to plug before we take off?
I wish I did.
Any
I'll
upcoming
hit you.
shows?
We'll
You
have
want people to
add-
follow you? You want our billions of listeners to follow you on Instagram?
Yeah,
It's gonna
it's
be
at
your big break. So.
obviously I do. It's Slammin' 1977 on the gram.
All right.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube as well as on Spotify. And yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.